Okay, welcome back to the Clan. This Comic Corner Classic Class Non-Classic. This is episode number 1446 and Doubleshot number 1340. I have two Marvel trades that both have two things in common. One, the first trade of these particular trade series, and two, they spin out of a crossover. Alright, first up it is Thanos, Volume 1. Thanos Returns. This collects the first 6 issues of Jeff Lemire's run for the book. Yeah, Jeff Lemire is the original writer for this book. With Mike Deodato on the artwork. Yep. Now, this story springs out of, what event does this bring out of? Civil War 2. Yes, it does. Yeah, Thanos going back out to space, and the first thing he does is reclaim a base he had, which is run by Cletus Glove, one of the Black Order, and the husband of Proxima Midnight, who's actually not in this story, mind you, but she's in the follow-up story. And then, of course, he pretty much easily defeats his former lieutenant, and then his lieutenant commits suicide by stabbing himself in the gut, but don't worry, he's brought back in a few years, so don't worry about that. Meanwhile, though, we have it where Champion has shown up, and he's started recruiting various people, ordered by, of course, Thane. Champion, of course, the first person he goes to recruit is Thanos' brother, Star Fox. Yep, they also recruit Nebula, and of course Lady Death is here as well, in a completely different attire. And Thanos goes to meet with his father, Mentor, who, after having disagreed with him, murders him. Yep, he kills his own father. And still dead, by the way. They have not undone this death. I don't think Marvel freaking cares. Yep. My best estimation... Oh, yeah, we also have Pip the Troll pop up in here, which is so fun seeing Pip the Troll. Because it's Pip the Troll. He always shows up whenever Thanos shows up a lot of the time, apparently. Yep, I'm trying to think who else shows up in this book. Surprisingly, Drac does not appear in this series. Nope. And, like, Thane puts this group together to kill his father, Thanos. Yep. And then, one of the most weirdest things happens here. Somehow, someway... Like, despite the fact this thing has been gone at this point for about 6 years, somehow Thane has found the Phoenix Force. Yes, Thane, the son of Thanos, has found the Phoenix Force and become its new host. Yep. Oh, by the way, he's only the host for these issues. And then, of course, his group basically later turned on him. Well, actually, he turned on his own group. And his group later forged an alliance with Thanos. And this sets up basically stuff relating to the next arc of the series, God Quandary. I gotta say, this is an excellent start to this run. It is really good. I love the artwork by Mike Deodato. Yeah, they also feel that Thanos is dying. Yep. Here's Champion by Mike Deodato. I gotta say, really good artwork. I love Mike Deodato's artwork. His artwork fits. Because he's more basically does a lot of really good cosmic stuff. And here's something interesting, though, about Mike Deodato. He's from Brazil. Yeah, he's a Brazilian artist, but this, of course, is really good. I give this book 9.5 out of 10. Really good book. Love it. And can't wait for the next book, which is also the last book for this particular run. But there's actually about a few books I'm going to get. Next up is a book basically strung off Doctor Strange animation, but I have never reviewed the trade by this guy. Thanos I have. I have reviewed several as one-shots, never his ongoing series. But this guy, I have mentioned him frequent reviews, but never done a trade. A trade of his own series. Which one is it? Ghost Rider! Yep, Ghost Rider. This is Volume 1, King of Hell. This collects, I believe this is volume number 8. Issues 1 through 4. We also have the Absolute Carnage Symbol of Vengeance one-shot, while material from Mara Comics Presents number 6 and Incoming number 1. Everything in here is written by Ed Bronson. Yes, Ed Bronson. Who, if you're curious though, when you think of his Mara work, what's the first book that comes to mind? Iron Fist. Yep. He wrote this Wrath of Epic run for Iron Fist, which ended so abruptly. This book, surprisingly, is not that long of a book. It's only 8 issues. Well, the series, anyways. Mostly put, basically, you have Johnny Blaze, who's the king of hell. Yeah, this is something that happened in the pages of Doctor Strange Damnation, which I'm surprised they say not to put in this trade. I'm not really sure why, but they didn't. And mostly put he basically tries to find a way to get out of hell, so he basically can interact with people. He briefly is Mephisto to talk to him, and not much else per se. Danny Ketch basically is in these issues, surprisingly. Yeah, Danny Ketch, who also appears in the Spirits of Vengeance one-shot, Symbiote of Vengeance. This one's interesting, though, because it's the return of Alondra Jones, who was the ghostwriter for Volume 6. Actually, was Volume 7. It came out in the year 2011. And first half of the book was the Spirit Self-Tied. Yeah, she was briefly Spirit of Vengeance. And Danny Ketch basically was asked by Johnny Blaze to go help her. And she gets killed by Carnage. Now you're probably thinking, who the heck is Andrea Jones and why is Carnage after her? Well, there's a reason for that. That's because of a 6-part story known as The Circle of Fear. It's a story done by Rick Remender back in 2011. Where it featured her, Red Hulk, the Flash Thompson Venom, and Laura McKinley, who at the time was X-23, and thank God she's back with Wolverine now. Where apparently a tiny bit of the symbiote codex, yeah, that's something that Donny Coles came up with. I don't think it was ever explained before that. Or somehow she had a piece of it, and Carnage was after her because she had that piece, and he really wanted to assemble the whole thing. So he fights. She fights him, and he kills her. Yep, kills her off here, and then of course she died. And of course all these other Spirit Adventures are here, and then she briefly possesses a girl's body for a brief period to fight Carnage. Though later on, basically, she does go back to hell to be with the Ghost Raiders. And in the case of Mephisto stuff, yeah, he actually gets freed by Ghost Rider, but he's basically, having him under a leash. Also, he gets a chance to have all the previous Ghost Riders beat the crap out of him. One of these Ghost Riders just happened to be a former Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, it's the one who's an Indian. Yep. But this book is just really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It was actually pretty fun. Who would have thunk I'd review a Ghost Rider book? Now, everything in here is surprisingly written by Ed Bronson. And I do mean everything. Not just the issues of Ghost Rider, but also Incoming, the story of Marcon Presents, and the Absolute Carnage one-shot. You have Aaron Carter, who does the main story for... he's the main artist for this series, with Juan Ferrari does basically issues 3 through 4. Well, he actually co-does 4 with Aaron Kidder. The artwork for Incoming, Aaron Kidder. Juan Ferrari does Marcon Presents, and the Carnage Adventures, the Team Adventures one-shot. Great book. Give this book roughly I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. It's actually pretty good. It was actually pretty fun, and here's the thing about Johnny Blaze. He has not had his own self-titled book as the Ghost Rider since Jason Aaron wrote him back since Volume 6. Yeah, and this is actually, no, it's not Volume 8. It's more like, I think it says Volume 9. Though if you include All New Ghost Rider, it might be Volume 10. But yeah, this is Volume 9. Yeah, but the thing is, if you're thinking, though, what's the shortest, ongoing volume? It's not this one. Actually, it could be this. Actually, it's the previous volume of the series, which was only 7 issues. This was freaking 8. 8 issues. Canceled due to low sales. Yeah, low sales. That was the reason why this book ended, just abruptly. It was actually the book that ended last year. Yep. But yeah, not much I'll say about these 2 books. They're good, but not much I home about with some of the stuff basically happened in this book. I would say Thanos is awesome. Ghost Rider is interesting at best. I love the character, and can't review more of him. Yes. Oh yeah, and by the way, the price for the Ghost Rider trade is $15.99. For Thanos, it is $17.99. Thanos I get because he's in the movie, so of course you would have one. Yeah, the book came out in 2016, surprisingly. Yeah, 2016. This book came out in 2019, the Ghost Rider book. Yep. But not much of these books, both good, definitely. Okay, so that's it. So if you have one more video I'm going to do, and that's a review of the newest episode of 7 Deadly Sins. Okay, this next video. Bye.